anything else, I think the first thing is that we all need to celebrate our author. So we would like to welcome her. So Diya, that's a small token from us.
Is somebody
We are having it. And now is the time for unveiling the book.
okay?
So Diya, please take your book. Let's unveil it. Would you like to join?
You do it. You are. You have written the preface, so you should do it.
So
And you should do it because you have energized. I will be here. So all three of you.
We have too many here.
But it's fine.
And we can
Hold
show
it.
it to everyone.
Hold it like this.
Yeah.
So this is Diya's book for everyone.
Thank you.
So the unveiling will be followed with a short question and answer that we would like to have with Diya.
Okay.
So should we go ahead, Diya? Please have a seat first.
Please sit down. May I start?
Yes,
Ask
sir.
question?
Please go ahead.
You please take your seat.
Yes.
Riya, how did you get idea of writing a book?
After I got to know that there was a lot of plastic waste around, every day I used to come out of school and I used to see the cows eating the plastic waste.
Okay. So, what all your book says about?
How you can save the environment.
How I can say this. Very good idea. Your book. Very good idea.
Interesting. So Diya, I would also like to ask you that, the book says great choices and silent voices. What is this book all about?
It's about different ways to save the environment and the great choices we are making and the silent voices that are hidden inside.
Okay.
Wow.
That's a beautiful answer as well. A lot of times when we're all lost in our day-to-day monotony that, okay, we have to get up, rush to, our work, school, anywhere. I think taking out that moment and writing something of this sort at this age is highly commendable.
Yeah.
So we all should absolutely appreciate and give a round of applause to Diya for that. Yes. Along with it, I would like, Diya, to talk about your writing journey. How did you start writing?
So I started writing with Swati ma'am, my teacher, and we started the first part of the book. And after writing that, we wrote about different problems and jotted out many notes. And then after that, we made it into a story.
Yes.
And then we got it published.
Amazing.
Good.
Yes.
How was the editing round?
Sometimes I did not like the edits.
Okay. How did you deal with that? So let's say that, your mentor gave you some suggestions. If you didn't like, what was your way of going about it? Did you tell her? Did you discuss it across?
No.
No. You went with what you wanted to write. Or you accepted the
I
suggestion?
accepted the
That's
edit.
good. Yes, sir, please. That's great. Also, along with it, a lot of young writers write. We have a lot of your friends also who might be interested in reading or writing. Anything you would like to tell people who write? How Diya writes? What is your style of writing? How do you function? What is the first step? How does the book come across?
I first start writing and then whatever comes in my mind, I put it down.
Okay, and then what's the next step after that? Do you give it to mama, papa, anyone? How does it
Yeah,
go?
I
ahead?
make people read it.
You do? And then their reviews and feedback, how do you put it across?
I try to use them in the book.
You do. Wonderful. Also, Diya, would you like to read something from the book, a little bit of it for everyone, and then we can have everyone else ask you questions as well.
Okay.
So that's the official book reading of Diya's book.
Okay.
Maybe what is the favorite part of your writing that you could read?
I don't really have a favorite part of my book.
Anything.
Read any part.
This is the first story.
So you start with the first one.
Okay.
I can read a little bit of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Abby believed that she was lucky to live in Cape Town. which was a beautiful city in South Africa. She could never have had enough of the wildlife and science beauty of the place. It was Abby's 10th birthday, and all her friends had come to the party. When it was time to cut the cake, Abby squealed with joy. The cake was in the shape of a panda with a baby panda sitting on its shoulder. Both were wearing hats and had bamboos in their hand, with Abby's name on them. This was definitely the best cake ever. Yes, my cake has pandas. I love pandas, exclaimed Abby. Make a wish, shouted Abby's friends. Overwhelmed with joy, Abby closed her eyes tightly and made a wish and blew the candles.
Wow.
That's amazing. Anyone would like to ask any question to the or would like to say anything? We are opening the floor for all of you out there. Anything that you'd like to ask or share across?
Earlier, and I would want to do it again for everyone to hear that who should read this book? Like, is there a particular age, gender?
Younger kids.
Don't you think even the adults are not very active when it comes to saving environment? Maybe it's
But-
for all.
The book is mostly very animated.
It's short, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the best part of it I'd like to add is that while she feels it's for kids, I think the essence is something we can all take a lot from.
Definitely.
While we were also going through it, the stories are very short and crisp. So in the daily life, and we can just scroll through it and learn a lot from it as well.
Yeah.
So I think everyone can.
Which is the next book you're writing?
She knows.
You'll know soon.
That's a surprise.
Now, Dia, one question from me. What inspired you to write this book?
When I got to know a lot about plastic waste, every day I used to come out of the school bus and I used to see cows eating the plastic.
Wow.
Very nice.
Something mammals can learn.
So you have been reading, Dia. You have been reading. How hard was it to write?
Much harder than reading.
What does the title of the book mean?
Great choices are like the choices we make to take plastic, and silent voices are the voices that we pushed aside and started to do the great choices.
And what was one good learning for you while you were in this journey? Your biggest learning, that means.
I don't know.
Writing is hard.
And in addition to that question about environment, I'd like to ask you that as Dia, what are the things that you take as small steps to make the environment a better place to live?
So I started a campaign called Try, in which I'm trying to reuse the plastic waste and not like put it in more into landfills, but put it more into recycling centers.
Okay, wonderful. So is that a campaign that you're running by yourself right now and you're doing efforts there?
Kind of, yes.
That's amazing. That's a very good initiative. She's doing it all by herself. That's amazing. Yes. Any other questions anyone would like to ask?
And you want to ask us something?
Is Swati ma'am also around? Is Swati ma'am also around?
No, she's not.
Okay.
Yeah. So Dia, how was it to take those days? I remember you would come up to me and you would be very frustrated because you just felt that you didn't know what to write next. How did you deal with that?
So I asked a few questions from Swati ma'am, and I took some advice from her while writing, and then I got ideas.
Yes. Also, I think to write a book, it's very important to build a base in reading. So this is a question to Dia and the parents as well. That what are the books that you read, which other children who are watching you, maybe here, on the internet also. What are the books that you used to read? What are the books that you like, and what would you like to recommend to them?
It's not really anything related to this,
That's okay.
but I really like Percy Jackson and Heroes of Olympus.
Wonderful. So those are the books you would recommend? Amazing. Ma'am, do you want to recommend any books to people?
I recommended one book to her which even she loves, which is called The Wonder.
Okay.
So, yeah. So I would recommend that.
That's wonderful. So I think, Dia, thank you so much for being with us in this conversation. Any parting note to any reader that why should one read this book and what should they do about the environment? Any things that you want to tell people?
So they should read this book so that they can know different ways on how to keep the environment clean for future generations to come.
Yes.
And yeah.
Yeah, wonderful. So I think that's about it, folks. Thank you so much for being a part